this World Cup has the highest number of advertisements. Water break, eat break, there's advertisement. So a lot of teams are squeezing in, even if it's 5 minutes, they are paying whatever it takes. Hello, good evening. This is Taiwo Nojobi, your host online known as his Maple Sports. You know we like to bring you unfiltered opinion, sharp analysis, and some big love for Canadian hoops and ice and also the World Cup. As we're diving right into the World Cup, we're just, going to be talking about the round of 32. And this has been happening, starting from the last week of June up until the first week of July. And we're going to be just going right into the amount of surprises that we've seen so far in the World Cup with the matches that are being played across Mexico, Canada, and also in the US. I think before we start, I just want to introduce my friend Emmanuel. Maybe you can say hi to everyone and we can just dive right into it.
Hi everyone, thanks Taiwo. Happy to be here today to discuss our favorite sports. Yeah, I'm looking forward to discussion today. It's been a week of some lovely football games in the World Cup. So looking forward to how we dissect it today.
Exactly. The World Cup has been, a lot of surprises. Looking from surprises around the weather. We've had some matches delayed all throughout this round of 32. And we've also had some good weather as well, especially the weather in Vancouver has been really good. But so far, we'll probably just dive right into 16 teams. So this round of 32, so 32 teams playing 16 matches so far. And now we've been able to get teams going right into the round of 16. And right now, we can begin to see that the men are being separated from the boys. And football is becoming hardest at this point. I think we'll just dive right into some of the soft ones. I think we'll be starting with Switzerland and Algeria. Switzerland, funny enough, has had, they've advanced to the round of 16 before, but they had never gotten out of the round of 16.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So if you look at it generally, their first World Cup knockout victory in 88 years just happened. You understand? Knockout victory just happened for them first in 88 years. Even though I'm telling you, they had never experienced it before. And that's why they were extremely excited. Even though they are highly rated in the ranking, at least to a decent degree, but they had never really gotten out of the knockout stages in 88 years, And that's what this expansion is also doing for people. Because this round of 32 is also a knockout stage. It's not like the round of 16. So it gives people the opportunity to break records and create more records for themselves. So if you look at it, Algeria had about 56% of possession, but Switzerland produced more superior attack quality. And it looks like they really wanted to win a bit more. I saw Algeria a bit more relaxed. They didn't show like they really wanted to win. And that's why in my analysis, you will see there was a dominant 2.45 on XG compared to 1 for the other team, which means they had at least 2 more times when it comes to better chances created by the team. So early goals just came in and it kind of just decided the match and they defeated Algeria 2-0. What's your view generally about Algeria, not really showing any finesse against the Switzerland team? Or do you just think that African teams are now beginning to see what the pressure is like at the World Cup stage?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game of football, Switzerland versus Algeria, right? I watched part of the game and it was quite an interesting watch for me. Before I go into Algeria, I probably sort of liked Switzerland's approach to the game. They were very attacking. Their attacking was on point. You can see from the stats. I mean, just what you read out earlier, it shows how they wanted to dominate or how they wanted to attack the game, and they had some very good play. I was particularly impressed with this guy called Manzambi, the guy that had assist for the first goal. When I saw him in the first game they played, I was like, who is this guy? Someone who you've never known before. The energy he brings to the team, the drive. He's able to move the ball a lot quicker. He's able to make some runs, and he's strong. So I was happy to see him perform. And of course, Granit Xhaka with the experience and everything on the pitch and what he brings to that Swiss team. It's very important to them, very, very important, because you can see the control he brings. The maturity he brings to that Swiss midfield. So it was quite a good watch. And I think, to be fair, looking at the stats, you think Switzerland deserved to win the game, right? I mean, they had more shots on goal, they had more shots on target, even though they had less possession. So clearly, they when it comes to attacking, they had a very more potent attack compared to Algeria. So it was a good result for them, and I'm happy that, well, I won't say I'm happy as an African. I wanted Algeria to go through, but at the end of the day, I think the better team won at the end of the day. If I look at Algeria, it's quite, even though they've gone through the round of through to the first round, they're now in the round of 32. I've not been too impressed with them, right? Of course, like they like to show that they can possess the ball, they can control the game as much as possible, but on the day they didn't like show enough quality on the attack. I don't know. Like, I guess it's the thing of some of the players who we know as good, very good footballers in the Algerian or from the Algerian side have not been too great in this World Cup, especially Mahrez. He's tried, he's done what he could do, but I guess it's not just one team, right? So it's it's quite. I'll say I've not been so impressed with them, but of course on the day they met a better side, right?
Yeah,
And in Switzerland, Switzerland showed more attacking intent. They showed more quality on the ball. They showed more quality in front of goal and clearly. And once you're able to do those things, defend properly and show more quality in the opponent's boxes, you win the game, right? So for Algeria, it's sad to see another African country like all the African countries have all been going home. Ghana just left today, right? The other day
yeah.
it was
I was watching it now. It's quite unfortunate that they could not even respond
yeah.
to that single goal that
Not.
Switzerland scored.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so I know we might get to that later, but watching Algeria and Switzerland, you could see clearly that Switzerland just deserved. They were just the better side, right? And I'll give full credit to that Manzambi guy, Manzambi and Shaka. Those are my best players in the game, right?
Shaka also tried.
Yeah, especially that Manzambi. Like I never knew him before. The first time I watched the game, the first game that he played, he came in as a sub. I can't remember who they played that day. And he changed the game completely when he came on. He changed the game completely when he came on, right? So very impressive guy, and I just liked what I saw. It's too bad for Algeria again. It's too bad that they're going on. They're one of the countries that we thought will go a bit further in the World Cup, given their history and who they have, Mahrez, Nori, and all these other guys who are quite popular.
Yeah.
It's what it is, right? Like what Crespo said. This is the time where you separate the boys from the men.
From the man, yeah, completely.
Placing the guys who have the persistence, who are able to endure and hold on to the end, because that's what happens to most African teams. We found out we lost it at close to the last. Apart from Algeria, though, we found out we lost it at close to the end of the game. It's something minutes. That's when we're conceding those goals. We saw it against is it Congo and Norway, right? We saw what happened in that one. We saw what happened in the other games. It's just been not so great for the African teams. But at the end of the day, it's what it is. If I mean, these guys that play for these teams are from the best leagues in the world, the best leagues in Europe, right? So, and what do you expect, right? And as far as you're able to hold on to the end of the game, it's not just about scoring early. It's about
Yeah,
being focused and staying in the game till the end of the game, and that's what happened with most of the Nigerian, the African teams rather. So it's a pain, but it's a reality. We just need to do better next time.
definitely. So that being said, if you look at it generally, it looks like our Northern American side, or Northern African rather, are performing a bit better because now you still have Morocco in the competition, you have Egypt, and Algeria would have probably still been a North American side going ahead. The West Africans, I mean North African rather, the West African side, the Ghanas of this world, they're already out. They're not, they're unable to push. Senegal too, which is expecting, to be able to push because they also got to the finals of the Africa Cup of Nations, but, they just couldn't, sustain their win. And for the Swiss, there's a part that I didn't want us to miss out on. They could have won by more if you look at that match, but they were very inefficient in the last 20 minutes. And also shows that they were just relaxed because they were up by
Yeah,
two goals. So
yeah,
the final 20 minutes, they were making some mistakes and I felt that they just felt relaxed,
yeah,
that okay, they already have this one. Algeria will most likely still be seeking their first knockout win, in their last 14 World Cup matches. Unfortunately, bad luck to them next time. But Switzerland now is preparing to come back to Vancouver and play Colombia, since Colombia has already defeated
Ghana.
Ghana
Yeah,
earlier today. So it's going to be a tough one. But hopefully they're able to keep this honeymoon going on into into the round of 16. So, because Switzerland, I don't think they've ever gotten this far ever in their life. So it's like still honeymoon for them. But let's see how it goes. So diving right into
sorry.
Australia.
Before you go into, I mentioned Norway beat Congo. Right? It's Cote d'Ivoire, not Congo. I made a mistake with that one.
Yeah,
It's
Cote
Cote
d'Ivoire.
d'Ivoire and
It
Norway.
was England that
Yeah,
played Congo, DR Congo.
yeah.
Even England, they had a run for their money.
They
They
did.
knew that they were playing a tough team. They were very lucky. But we'll
They
still
were
get back
lucky.
to that.
Yep.
We'll still get back to that in this show. Australia, Egypt was a tough one. I didn't even know that Australia was going to be able to come back. I saw an early goal that came in, and Egypt was able to record their first World Cup knockout victory. Even though Australia's decision to send on a very interesting goalkeeper, Matt Ryan, specifically for penalty shootout, it failed to pay off for them. It backfired for them. It didn't even pay off at all. Egypt, they just stuck to their, to their first using Shaw, and Australia equalized by Mohamed Hani, own goal in 55th minute. But if you look at it generally, both sides had chances to win. If you ask me, that they were not so clinical, but going into penalties was fair enough. And Egypt was able to score all their 4 penalties, which I was really impressed. All their 4 penalties, they scored it, and that was very good. Salah missed a chance in extra time that would have changed the narrative. But, Australia threatened from set pieces as well, and they look like a very good side. Penalty shootout to me was very, very okay. But what do you think generally? I'm really impressed. We have 2 African teams that are still representing, with 16. But there are 2 North African teams, which is Morocco and Egypt. But what do you think about Egypt? Do you think they have the swag, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, with players like Mamouche, Salah, these are quite some big names, right?
Yeah,
You think that, I mean, they have good quality, right? Salah, you know what Salah can bring to a team
yeah,
when on a very good day, on his day, he can bring a lot of quality to an attack, right? And
yeah.
playing, I don't know, I guess playing him as a number 10 sort of made a difference in that attack today. I believe it looks like he was quite comfortable playing as a 10. I'm sure I saw him drift a few times to the right during the game, but overall, it looks like that was where he started from. I mean, I think it's what it is. I mean, we know Egypt to be quite a good footballing country in Africa, one of the best in Africa right now. So it's with a player like Salah who is there, even though he's in his 30s right now. I guess this probably might be his last World Cup, right? So it's good to see that they've made it past this round, and I hope that they continue to, they go move on to round of 16 and probably do very well. Let's see how far they can go. I mean, I know now we have only Egypt and Morocco that are left.
Yeah, only Egypt and Morocco from Africa.
Egypt. I don't know who will be playing next. Now they beat Australia.
Okay. So don't worry, I'll still check it to know who they are playing now. Okay. Argentina, yeah, you're correct. Because I think they asked Salah a question that they are facing Argentina. At that time, Argentina had not played. And Salah said, do not disrespect Cape Verde.
Exactly.
And Cape Verde almost changed the narrative too.
And the thing about Cape Verde game is that they didn't even go. It's not as if they came to defend. They actually came to play football. Like they came to play football. That was even the shocking thing. I was like, this guy actually went to play against Argentina, and they did very well.
Exactly.
If not for that last goal that went in, that Messi freak corner kick that.
Free kick, that nodder.
No, it was a corner kick.
The corner kick went and he nodded it in now from corner.
Exactly, yeah.
It's Romero now. Romero nodded it.
But they said it was an own goal. So not it. So I think it touched a Cape Verde player and then went into the post. So they said it was an own goal. So I think this World Cup has shown some very good surprises. Cape Verde is one big surprise that I've seen this World Cup. Like honestly, I never thought they would go this far, and then they almost won that game today, or they almost penalties. Let me say they almost penalties. And once it's penalties, anything can happen, right? It's now becomes.
I think they're the first team to score 2 goals against an Argentina side in this World Cup. 2 goals.
I think I said 1 goal from Jordan, right?
Jordan, 2 goals in a single match. They are the only ones that have done that.
And whoever saw that, no one saw that coming.
Yeah.
Before today, people were saying it's going to be an easy one for Argentina. Just beat them 2 or 3-0 and rest Messi for the next game. Messi scores 2 in the first half and then take him off. Get that guys to just do it. But man, today everybody was sweating today. I'm sure they were all scared. They were like, if anything goes wrong right now, we can lose this game.
We can lose the game.
Almost the whole of the first. It was on till the extra time now.
Exactly. If you look at it generally, you will see that it was fairly balanced in their game plan. Fairly balanced. You won't know that it's a country of less than 500,000 people, where a lot of them are farmers. A lot of them are farmers, so they come back from the farm and go and play football.
Yeah, look at that. They had 16 shots against Argentina. Argentina had 22. They had 16.
I'm telling you.
5 on target. Argentina had 10 on target. I know we're discussing Egypt and Australia. We'll digress into Argentina and can't keep.
I know. Because there's some similarities too, and that's the next thing they'll be playing as well.
Yeah.
But in the midfield, I like the combination of Asho and Mamouche.
Yep.
Mamouche has really brought a lot from his time playing in Man City under Pep Guardiola's style.
Yep.
And he has really improved the team, combining with Asho at that midfield. They're able to generate a lot of central penetration. I just hope that they're able to continue that while they go on to play against Argentina. But they rely on those 2 guys to be able to stay creative and allow Salah to get some creativity in the front as well. So That's the strategic output for me. And that's the only way they can approach the game against Argentina. If you're looking at it from maybe outside the box, you can say Argentina will most likely win that game. But one thing also happens in the World Cup as you get into the round of 16, teams also improve themselves.
Yep.
A good example is Paraguay. Paraguay improved when they got into round of 32.
Yep.
So look at how they improved from group stage and everything. It will be funny that USA defeated us in Paraguay. You understand? But when they got to
they beat them comfortably. It was 4-1,
comfortably,
right?
that's what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
4-1, first match of the game. So they improved as they go on. And that's exactly what you see in every World Cup. Every year has those kind of surprises.
Yeah.
You understand? And every team has to be prepared for it. And that's why I like the way a team like France is approaching it. They don't believe any team is small. They go in and they score as many goals as possible.
But I can't compare France. France has got they have a lot of quality, right? France has got even their bench can beat.
Do you know Czechia is still playing from the bench? Czechia is still on the bench. I saw a video where he didn't shake Deschamps, the coach.
Yeah.
The coach was trying to shake him or say something to him, but he was walking away.
Yeah,
so you will know that he's not even hiding his feelings. He's showing it that he's frustrated.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to play at that high level. At World Cup, you want to play at that high level because when you go back to the bargaining table, the bargaining chip, you're able to talk about your performance in the World Cup. And now they're not even giving him an opportunity because they already have a potent attack on the French team.
Yep.
So they feel that they don't really need him, and that's been a problem for him. But we will definitely get there. If you look at England, DR Congo, it was a very interesting one. I feel England survived. That's the narrative I'm going to bring forward. England survived the major scare. Not that they thrived.
Yep.
They had late goals coming from Harry Kane, 75th minute and 86th minute to overturn an early goal that came from DR Congo in the 7th minute.
Yep.
Now, DR Congo went back to form that mid-block, and they made sure that they defended well, and they had a wonderful performance, a super performance from their keeper as well. And that's what made it very decent at 1-0 for a long time. You understand? For me, I feel that England survived an humiliation, World Cup humiliation, because if they leave at this stage, it will be a big embarrassment for a country that plays football at that level. You understand? So, in fact, they nearly went 2-0 up when Wissa hit the post. That Wissa guy.
Yep.
You understand? So that pressure also came back, and England, they brought in Gordon, and Gordon changed everything. You will notice that when Gordon came up, he just changed everything. I see the reason why Barcelona really wants Gordon. You understand? I see the reason why they want to spend so much money on that guy. That guy is really good. So he came in, he wasn't wasteful, and he gave the 2 assists to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane made it happen. But what do you think generally? Do you agree with me, or you fully disagree that England survived? Or you just feel that maybe it was a mismatch, the starting lineup was not good enough to get them there, and they just made some changes and the bench now came and saved them? What do you think really happened?
I think watching that game, right? I watched quite a bit of it, right, on the day. It was, you see, in England, they have a lot of very good players, of course, as you'd expect, coming from the Premier League, right? They have a lot of good players. So I think their starting 11 was good enough to beat Congo. I saw all the passes going into the box, and then from Madueke, from Jet Spence, even though people are saying he didn't have a good game that day, but he made some good passes into the box on the day. Jude Bellingham too, and then all of them supporting Kane. But for some reason, it just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Something different. I wouldn't say the first 11 wasn't good enough. They just need something different to break down that Congolese defense. And that's what we saw. So bringing in Saka, who is a bit more direct, I would say it's similar to maybe a bit more experienced than Madueke. You saw how that wing changed when Saka came on. He's able to do more things. Madueke, I see him as being always going forward. Once he gets the ball, which is good, right? And he can make some good crosses as well. But Saka is more like he can look for a quick pass to make, and that pass can make a difference. Because the first goal came from him passing to Declan Rice, who then crossed the ball over to what's his name, to Gordon. Gordon then crossed it to Kane to score the
goal, yeah.
Right. And the second goal, something similar to Gordon took the ball and ran. Rashford want to take the ball and go direct and want to shoot straight to the post or want to make that cross quickly. But I feel like Gordon probably saw what the issue was. I guess he got instructions from the coach. And he saw what the issue was, and it's like, okay, this is how I'm going to break this down right now. I need someone to do something different for this guy. Not like the first 11 were not good enough, right? Because if you that same first 11 were the ones that came and scored a lot of goals in their first two games.
First 2 games, yeah.
Between Marcus Rashford and Saka, they had like 2 goals or so. Like Saka had an assist on that game, and then it's just that's just for me. I don't want to believe that they're not good enough. I think they're good enough because you have a player like Bellingham, Harry Kane, Declan Rice, the one Anderson, the one that just went to Man City for £160 million. So they have a lot of quality. But I still feel like, despite that, if Congo had taken all their chances, there'd been a different result.
It's
The
true.
one that Wissam missed that hit the post. If that had gone
Yeah.
to be a different game altogether.
Because even psychologically, England would have, to a certain degree, collapsed.
Yeah.
With a
After that,
2-goal coming from a team that you are expected to beat.
exactly.
You understand? They are going up 2-0. So you'll
Yeah.
be like, man, do you really have that psychology? Though bringing Anthony Gordon maybe would have lifted the team and maybe they will come back 2-2.
Yeah.
Just like what happened in Belgium.
Yep.
The Belgium game, Senegal.
Yeah.
Some major changes helped everything. They removed De Bruyne, they removed all the major guys they were expecting. They had to bring in a Lukaku, and everything went back to 2-2, when Senegal was leading 2-0. So it just gives you an idea that sometimes the bench can come and save the day.
Exactly.
And the major guys are not just clicking sometimes.
Exactly. So that's the thing with that game. But quite frankly, England has been a bit underwhelming in this World Cup.
Yeah. I think we talked about it last week that they are completely banged up. All of them played a major part late into the Champions League. So they've played so many games already. Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carling, even though they are earning good money.
Yeah,
and
they're human beings, right?
They're still human beings, yeah.
No matter how much money you earn, at some point your body will start giving you signs that it needs to rest.
Exactly.
The client is playing through an injury. Saka is injured. They are carrying
Saka is injured, yeah.
Different types. I don't know about the other players, but those two are now carrying different knocks. So, and you imagine what will happen when the season now starts. When after the World Cup is over, probably have about 4 or 5. Those that get to final, maybe 3-4 games to go.
Yeah.
These guys are going to go finish. Let's say they get to the finals. They're going to finish the World Cup tired, way more tired than they won't left to recoup. But then we'll have to go do surgeries to get back to to fix up the injuries that they have and things like that. So I feel for these guys, man. I feel for these footballers. It's just
tough.
Too many games.
A good example is Doku. Doku had to travel to go and experience the birth of his baby and spend some time with them. Now traveled back again to the US to support his team because he played for Belgium as well. That was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Man, it's not easy at all, man. Those guys are going through some stuff.
So it's not easy. I mean,
it's not easy at all.
In England, I don't know what they have to do differently, but they just have to look for a way to to get back to be more efficient or to perform better. Because I mean, they have a lot of good players in England. I don't know what's going on. The first half of that game was too poor. Wise, they were not creating a lot of chances. So I think I guess something that you have to look into the midfield and see what needs to change in that midfield. You can have a creator. It looks like they just had midfield of Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and Anderson. So where's the creativity going to come from? Those are, I think, they are all defensively minded players.
Defensively minded, yeah, they are changed.
So not like the other guys are not good, but for a game of that size, you need people to create chances for you to score goals. And that's what changed when those 3 guys came in. I don't think it was Gordon alone that changed it. It's probably those 3 guys that came in and changed the game in a way. Yes, 2 assists came from Gordon. But I still think that the overall impact of changes that changed that game was from those changes that he made afterwards. And then ask himself, should you have started the game earlier? I know Saka, like I mentioned, Saka is injured, so he can't play a lot of minutes from what Tuchel said at some point, right? Saka is knock or something, so he has to manage his minutes. Definitely. That's what you have to do it, right? You have players coming from different countries, from their different leagues, going find different competitions. So you have to manage their minutes and manage so that you can get the best out of them. So I guess something that he needs to look at and see how he manages them. But I hear a lot of pundits lashing out at Jet Spence for not playing very well that day. So I don't know what the problem is with the guy, but
it's not easy. This is the first time playing at this level. Sometimes it's not. First time playing at this level is not easy.
Yeah.
A lot of people just deal with the fact that, okay, you are playing in an England experience environment. You've played in England all your life. But playing at the World Cup is at the highest stage.
It's a different level.
The best players across the world. It's a different thing. So you need to be able to deal with that psychologically at first before you can now start to display or execute on the field. But a lot of fans don't understand that. They just want to watch good football. They paid for their tickets now.
And that's right.
That's exactly what's up.
They don't know what it takes, right? So they just want to watch. They just want to watch their country win. They don't want to care how.
Especially someone that has bought tickets $1,000. Would you now be telling him anything? I even heard that the finals ticket, some people bought tickets 17,000 USD.
What?
Yes, the finals is going to be played, I think, in New Jersey. Yeah, I think New Jersey. I have to check again. The finals game. We don't know the 2 teams, but tickets are selling for 17,000 US dollars. And these are not VIP tickets. So these are just tickets that allow you to sit in front so that you can see very well. 17,000 US dollars. This World Cup is a very, very different one entirely. But I don't want to to criticize or join people that are criticizing the way they handle the ticket sales and everything.
But $17,000 if that's true, then that's way too much, man.
Yeah, that's actually, but the thing is, it's still sold out. Remember, it is still sold out. All the tickets have been sold out for the entire World Cup. Also, this World Cup has the highest number of advertisements. Water break, eat break, there's advertisement. So a lot of teams are squeezing in, even if it's 5 minutes, they are paying whatever it takes. Let us push our products at the world stage. That's what everybody say.
Yep.
So we're seeing a lot more happening. England would be traveling to Mexico to play their next match, round of 16. Mexico has been very flawless in this competition. They've played so well. I really don't know how the match will go, but if they're able to show us against Mexico that they have what it takes, then maybe that's the beginning of something new for them, because Mexico too is a very good team. I remember at the beginning of our World Cup deep dive, we were talking about the fact that Mexico has won the highest number of matches for a World Cup team that has not won the World Cup.
Interesting.
You understand? And most of the time, they've always gone out of the round of 16. I mean, they've always gone out of the group stages. But at some point, it's either maybe they are cut off, maybe at the quarterfinals or round of 16. But since they're the host nation and they'll be playing in their hometown with Mexico, let's see how they're able to, maybe repeat this feat again, because Mexico looks like they've not really been tested so far. But hopefully they're able to, push it a bit more. Riding on to Germany and Paraguay. That's a different beast. To me, I call this the biggest upset in this entire World Cup, because Germany was coming in at like a major, how would I put it now? Powerhouse.
Yep.
In the world of football.
And rightly so, right? Yeah.
Paraguay, that was a team beaten by US that is not a major team. You understand? US had beaten them 4-1 in their first match, but they lost on penalties to this Paraguay team, and it's very, very, it's just embarrassing. But what do you think generally? Germany coach has decided to step aside.
Yep, I saw that.
And now they are looking at Jurgen Klopp taking up. Nagelsmann is the guy that stepped aside because it was a disappointing World Cup for them. And discussing with Jurgen Klopp to take over. But generally, what do you think about Germany generally? Even though the goal came from your guy that scored in the Champions League final as well.
Kai Havertz, yeah.
Kai Havertz, but it just looks like was not a very interesting World Cup for him. What do you think?
I think he's been their best player, right? He's been their best player, Kai Havertz.
I think he's had a good year. Unfortunately, he didn't win in the final of Champions League. And, he's out of the World Cup quite early. But he had a decent year, if you ask me.
Yeah, win the EPL, and he was instrumental to win the EPL, even though he was injured half of the season, but he was quite instrumental. Went far in the Champions League, scored a goal in the Champions League. Could have won that game, easily.
Yeah.
Now in Germany, it's just unfortunate, right? It's what you see. All these one-off games. It's not like a league season where you have 38 games to play, and then if you miss one, you can still win the next one and still be on top. Right, and that's the thing with the World Cup. It's the biggest competition in the world. The kind of attention it is getting is crazy. Countries like Akumi, show themselves. We're seeing what Paraguay has done to Germany. We're seeing what Cape Verde almost did to Argentina today. These countries are not smiling. Like, they're coming to show that they can actually dominate, that they can actually play football. And they want people to know that they came. When Paraguay, who has not been so dominant in Europe before, taking away Germany in the World Cup, like, nobody saw that coming. When I saw that feature, it's the easy win for Germany. But of course, on the day, if you put in your best effort and have belief, according to Nonso, and have
of course,
you really will do it, right? So at the end of the day, it's what it is. I'm quite impressed with Paraguay. I mean, for the fact that they believe. Of course, watching that game, I think Germany dominated that game. To be fair, they could have won that game, but it just wasn't meant to be. Although there's controversy around the goal that goal that got disallowed. The one where they pushed the keeper down, and they were like, that's a very soft touch that keeper just fell down to attract attention. But at the end of the day, the rules are the rules, right? If you tamper with the keeper and push him down and he falls down and then he couldn't get to the ball, because maybe if he wasn't down, maybe he would have been able to catch that ball before he got to the defender who headed it in, right? So it's just an interesting one to see. But Germany, and with all the names they have, Kai Havertz, Musiala, Kimmich, all these big names. No, Bakola is France now.
Sorry, okay, that was France, sorry. Don't mind me. Yeah.
I'd like to see them win for one. So I'm not quite disappointed that Germany is out. Final or something before going on, but it's what it is, and that's why we love football, right? That's why we love the sport. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the game of football. So if you don't cover yourself in glory, other teams will just come and defeat you easily and move on to the next round.
Very correct. So if you look at it generally, this World Cup has made a lot of surprises happen.
Yep.
Paraguay winning over 76 duels, they survived the 19 German powerful shots. So For me, I feel that Paraguay was ultra defensive. The way they worked well together to protect, that draw going into penalty. They had low possession. They were able to scale, and they were just able to just get everything they need that could just get them over the hump. And, I just feel that they will need a bit more control going into the round of 16 because it's not going to be easy for them the way they played against Germany.
Yeah,
It's going to be a different
France next. So
France next. So everybody just believes that France is going to have a very easy one against them.
Yep.
But I think that they have to find a way to strategize. And starting from the competition, you see that they are improving every stage.
Yep.
So if they really improve, then maybe they can give France a bit of a run for their money. But France is just too good. Their attacking front, is just too solid. And we're just going into them generally. Now, if you look at France, their game against Sweden, it was what I call a statement performance. Because in the round of 32, they played it like a group stage match.
Yep.
You understand? None of the goals were returned. The way they started, they started very aggressive. They started scoring goals. Mbappe scoring 45th and 74th minute. It just made it, Bakola coming, to add in his 53rd minute as well. Olise too had a very wonderful performance.
Yep.
And that's why you see that Olise too is also, there's a lot of rumor around him joining Madrid so that he will team up with Mbappe, and that same team still has Vinicius Junior as well. So they want to make Madrid a Galacticos, proper Galacticos again, like what it used to be when we had Beckham, Ronaldo, and all those guys playing all together at the same level. We had Kaká at some point, So looking at it generally, Olise is a very, very he's a generational talent, if you ask me. Playing very well. Bakola, that I felt was just an average player for PSG. Very dogged and strong guy, but, was able to, step up really. But what do you think generally about France? Do you think they will just dominate all the way? There's no how. If Portugal is able to survive Spain, they will now have to go and meet France on that other side of the table. If Portugal can survive Spain, they will still have to go and meet France, and it's going to be an epic performance because whoever wins that match will get to the final.
Yep.
You understand? And the way it is now, if France continues like this up to the final and Argentina continues, it will be a France-Argentina again. And those were the, two best teams in the last World Cup as well. So we really don't know. But what do you think generally about how France approached this game?
Man, France is just... initially, I thought it was Portugal that would do what France is doing currently, but looking at that France team, if you look at the defense, William Saliba or Upamecano, right? If you look at who they have in the midfield, look at who they have in the attack. Mbappe, what's his name? Lise. You then have Bakola. You have Desrido is even on the bench. He hasn't played. Bench. Check is on the bench.
Yeah.
He hasn't played at all.
They are deep. They are deeper than Pacific Ocean.
I'm telling you, man. So
they are deeper than the Pacific Ocean.
No. That French squad is something. Like, I won't be surprised to see them going all the way to the finals. I won't be surprised to see them because on current standing right now, who can stop France? Right?
They are too good.
I don't think anybody can stop them. Ideally, you expect them to beat Paraguay. Although, again, anything can happen on the day, right? It's just one game. And
I think it's also because we saw a major weakness. We've not seen any weakness in the France team, but we saw a weakness in Argentina today.
Yep.
If a Messi is injured, the World Cup is over for them.
Yes.
Because everybody's playing for him.
He's their key guy. 6 goals and 1 assist.
7. He has got 7 now.
Is it 7? I know it's 6.
It was 6. Him and Mbappe were playing on 6.
7 with 1 assist.
Before this match, he scored 1 in this one.
Yeah, and they had 1 assist.
The one they played this afternoon. Yeah. So he has 1 assist.
Argentina has scored about how many goals now? About 11 goals or so. 8 came from Messi. No, 7 came from Messi.
7 from him. 1 assist. Yeah.
8 goal contribution from 1 person. So I agree. If you pick up Messi from that team, they really struggle. Even though against Jordan, they still played against Jordan. But going back to France, man, like I don't know who can stop France. The way they're going currently. Like I said, it can be this upset happening. Like for example, what happened in Germany and Paraguay. It can still happen to France tomorrow if they are caught napping on the ball when they play Paraguay. When is that game even happening? It's going to happen. It's going to be. Is it tomorrow? Not tomorrow. Round of 16. So, but at the end of the day, it's what it is. For France has what it takes to go to the finals this time around because Mbappe can't stop scoring. Olise can't stop. The relationship between those two people is just telepathic. Like like Olise knows where Mbappe will be.
Exactly.
He will be there.
You're correct. You're correct.
He knows where the ball Mbappe will be to get the ball to score the goal. Like it's just crazy. Like those two guys are scary. Imagine both of them being in Real Madrid together. It's going to be crazy. Like I don't know who can stop them. Of course, they're not the only two players in the whole team, right? But France
Yeah.
is just they're just good all round. Like when what they did to Sweden was a shock. I was shocked at what they did to Sweden with all the attacking talent they have. Isak, Gyökeres. You know they couldn't even score a single
They
goal.
also had a Langa, all those guys.
Elanga,
We expected a lot more from them.
it shows you how good the French side is, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Am I surprised at what France is doing? I'm not, to be honest with you, because if I look at Upamecano from Bayern Munich, right, and then look at Saliba from Arsenal, and these two guys they've been consistent from their clubs. They performed well. They had a good season. Almost
Yeah.
everybody in that French team had a good season. Apart from maybe
Yeah.
Mbappe, because Madrid didn't win anything. Every other player that had a good season. Arsenal, was Saliba won the league with Arsenal. Upamecano won with Bayern Munich. Due won Champions League and the French league. Dembele, I didn't mention Dembele as well. Dembele has another one as well. He won the
Dembele is still there.
Champions
And
League.
I think Dembele has also scored more than 3 goals in this same
He's
World
got
Cup
about
as well.
it's got four so far because he had a hat trick
4 so far, yeah.
against Norway.
He scored about 4 goals. So there
He
are
had a
still a
hat
lot
trick
of goals coming from that French team. I'm
I
telling
don't
you.
know.
A lot of goals are still coming from the French team.
It's just so I don't see who can stop France right now. I don't see who can stop them. And I said okay, maybe Portugal. Portugal is not scoring a lot of goals in some games. They struggle to create chances in some of their games. But
Exactly.
let's respect Paraguay and see what they do to what how that game will go. But I don't see Paraguay beating France, to be honest.
It's going to be a tough one.
It
It's
is.
going to be a tough one.
It is.
And also going back to Mexico as well, because we also talked about them earlier. They've been able to make it very easy against Ecuador. It was just a 2-0. It was a quite easy one for them, and that's why they have been able to have that 100% performance so far. And they've not even conceded so many goals. So I just feel that their transition heavy attacking model, if you scale it against maybe like England, generally who are both defensive in their deep sense, they defend a lot, and they're a bit more, that compactness, what do you think? Do you think England will be able to just, put them in a compact position, or they would be able to get it done?
I would think England has a lot of quality to beat Mexico. I think England has a quality as far as they are right in the midfield there, and England is also good in transition too. Don't forget that Harry Kane can
Exactly.
drop deep and spring a pass to Bellingham. Those combinations are quite good when I see them do it right, and they have some very fast players too. Madueke is fast. Tony Gordon is a quick player. So Rashford is also very fast as well. So I mean, if on a very good on paper, England should be able to beat Mexico on paper,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
That's
of
true.
course, when you now that's what we said about Congo as well. England should be able to beat Congo easily, but we saw what we saw on the game, and it was a strange one that England couldn't beat them easily, right? It was a struggle for them to beat them, but I think England has a lot of quality to be able to dispatch Mexico. It might not be an easy game, of course. This part of the game, like you said, as teams go into the competition, they get more confidence, right? So it's going to be a game where it might be a tough one, but overall, who has a better quality to beat? I would think England does have more quality than Mexico.
Okay. And also looking at the fact that Mexico had to wait for about 40 years, even though they've gone past this stage before, but for about 40 years, they've not won a knockout game. So it was a big, big record for them, getting out of this stage as fast as they did. And, everybody's looking at the fact that I think this year they are a bit more prepared instead of the disappointments that they've been getting, every now and then.
Yeah.
So if you look at Ivory Coast and Norway was also able to get their first ever World Cup knockout match win as well. And, Erling Haaland was outstanding. His 86-minute late strike also helped them.
Yeah.
And as, I think there was an article I was reading that says a late Haaland goal sends Norway through to the round of 16 and Ivory Coast home. That's what they said. Just one goal sending a team to round 16 and the other one sending the other team home. And so, unfortunately, Every coach tried their best. Amad Diallo was outstanding, the Manchester United sensation, but he was not good enough. Even though his equalizer came in the 74th minute, but it wasn't good enough. But what do you think generally about Norway? Do you think they were able to go far, or this is just a mirage?
Sometimes these things can. It depends on how they turn up in the next game, right? Who are they? I don't even know who they are playing next. But if you look at the game against Cote d'Ivoire, I would think that they were Cote d'Ivoire had more shots in the game. They had more possession in the game as well. So a team that isn't dominated by Cote d'Ivoire like that, you'd expect them to be struggling a bit when they meet the stronger teams in the next round, right? I think they're meeting. Are they meeting Egypt or something? I don't know who they're meeting next.
Norway?
Yeah, Norway. Yeah.
Okay, going into the round of 16, Norway will be facing Brazil. Yeah, so that's going to be a tough one for them.
That's gonna be a tough one for them, man. I mean, Haaland and Gabriel. That would be a good match to watch. Haaland versus Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't know, it's fun now.
Exactly.
Arsenal played against Man City, so it's gonna be an interesting one to watch.
On the other side, yeah,
Competition so far. He has like 3 or 4 assists so far, right? And he's playing
yeah,
well compared to his time at his Arsenal this season, right? It's an interesting one where I think Norway probably has to do a bit more when it comes to playing when you want to play against Brazil. You know what Brazil can do on a very good day. Brazil has a lot of quality.
quality.
People on the bench starting Vinicius Junior, Martinelli. You have Guimaraes. So you have some very good players in the Brazil side that you expect to be able to beat Norway. I mean, for Norway, once you can stop Haaland
Yeah, that's the end.
scoring, that is going to be tough for them to do. I mean, they have other scorers. Don't get me wrong; they have other people who score goals as well. But most of their goals, half of their goals have come from Haaland, right? So if you can stop Haaland from scoring, then maybe you have a chance of beating them. And Gabriel will not want Haaland to score. I'm sure
Yes,
the fight
that
will
is
be,
true.
will be epic down that day. Gabriel, where Magalhaes versus Haaland. Haaland
It's true.
I mean, if Haaland scores, he's going to be so upset. I mean, I see Brazil winning that one, right? But I love to see Norway win. To be honest, I like the celebration. Those their Viking celebration they do after the game where Odegaard beats the
Yeah, yeah. The rowing and stuff. I like that
I just
celebration.
love to see that whenever they do
I
it.
like it. I like it. But it's more traditional for Norwegians. I think it's the way they paddle and stuff. I really
Yeah.
like it. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably stop now. We have a few more matches. I think we'll probably just continue with that tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe we'll try and look at your schedule and Crespo's zone and see if we can continue with them tomorrow because I want us to do exactly 45 minutes sharp.
Okay.
Well, I'll be going on to some other engagements as well. So thank you very much for your time, for
No worries,
joining
man.
us. And, just to give us a bit of time, this is already 10:54 Mountain Standard Time. We're almost entering 11 p.m. So it's getting a bit late. So tomorrow, Saturday, we'll probably just do the remaining analysis before we go into the round of 16 because all the matches are done and we already know all the, teams that are going in. Thank you very much for your time, Emmanuel, and enjoy the rest of the night. Tomorrow, we'll definitely catch up, checking how your schedule looks like, and also with Crespo to try and see if we can finalize the remaining matches as well. Thank you very, very much for your time, and God bless. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah.